Them see me now my lash and ting. Say oh my lips it popping. Me now pop no style. It's Carline Creatives. Yes, girl. Cause I glow up and I show up, sis, and that's what you need to do too. It's Lips Exposed and Lashes Exposed by Carline Creatives. And I just want to say, welcome, 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 welcome to my channel, Exposed with Lady Carline. That's me. Hi. Don't forget to like, comment, ask your questions below. And if you want to follow me on social media, it's at Lady Carline. Okay. I can't do that. Alright, so Xposed is basically where I separate the reality from the fantasy, because a lot of us are living in we're living in denial. But today I'm going to speak about relationship readiness. What does it mean to be ready for a relationship? Everybody has this ideal image in their head as to what kind of person they want. Of course, that's why it remains in our head, because there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. Read my lips. It does not exist. Okay? No perfect relationship exists. And if you have a perfect relationship, please let me know about it in the comments below, because probably we need to talk. Okay. All right. So yes, it's okay to have an overall idea as to what you want and what you're looking for. Nothing is wrong with that, because the minute you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. And honey, trust me, you do not want that. Okay. The last thing you want to be doing is raising a grown-ass man or be stuck with a girl who has daddy issues all her life. Okay. Yeah, so fall for something, have your limit, have your boundaries. Everyone deserves greatness. And the minute you settle for less, it's the minute you get less than what you deserve, okay? While you make your list of your ideal person that you want in a relationship, be cognizant that you will not get everything that you want, okay? It's not going to happen. It's not a place where you make a list and you go to the supermarket and you pick up the things that you want. Unfortunately, it's not like that, okay? You have to be realistic. You have to be pragmatic. You have to be logical, okay? You have to be. You won't get everything in one package. No one person was made for any other person, all right? What you will find is someone that you, with the right amount of qualities that you can tolerate. They're misfits, okay? And that you can work with. You will love them so much that you can tolerate whatever they dish out to you. And guess what? If later on down the road, you're still laughing, still holding hands, still laughing at each other's corny jokes, you've been through life's turmoil together and doing all those stuff, then that's when it's going to hit you and you can say, okay, this is a perfect relationship. It takes time, all right? So this is what they call a perfect relationship. I have a quote once that I read. A true relationship is two unperfect persons refusing to give up on each other. So if you find that person that gives you butterfly in your stomach and all that, then it's okay. Work with them, okay? But if they're making your stomach hurt or giving you diarrhea, then maybe you need to leave it alone, okay? All right. So what is relationship readiness? You might ask, what does it mean to be ready for a relationship? And I felt compelled to talk about this topic because, the new year just starts. We're making new resolutions and new enactments. We're reenacting some things and stuff like that. And I wanted to take the opportunity to challenge everyone that, look within yourself and ask the question, am I ready for a relationship? No, are you? Am I really ready for a relationship? I've come to the realization that while we want what we want, we aren't always thinking of the other person in the relationship. We tend to be a little selfish because we're thinking of our own objectives. And I speak of this from a personal place. So I know, sis, I know. Okay. But we all want to be in a perfect relationship. It's just that We don't stop to check ourselves and see what we have to offer, what we have to bring to the table. And sometimes we have to do that. We can't just wah 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 like an ambulance and has nothing to give back. Okay? We tend to think that we're ready because we know what we want in the relationship, but we never stop to find out, are you ready? Do you think you have the right tools to guide and gear you in a relationship? Do you possess the right attitude to deal with another person's character? Do you think you're worthy of a person that's great? What about your self-esteem and your self-confidence? Is that up to point? You want kindness. Does your action says that you're kind? What about your thoughts? Let alone your words. Because some of us tend to be very mean with our words. Like, we want this, but we dish this out. Okay? What about your whole mannerism, your etiquette? What kind of person are you the kind of person that fits into any scenario that, you know, you can be okay, you're still etiquette and you're still graceful? Are you the kind of person that like to pass around quick judgments, but you can't take criticism? Are you that kind of person? How about your mind, your intelligence? Do you educate yourself so you can have meaningful conversations, even like talking about the birds and the bees and I don't know, whatever else? Are you a one-track minded, shallow person? What about your values, your morals, your beliefs? What about those things? Are you grounded? Are you willing to change for the better? The question, it could go on and on. But those are the things that you should be asking yourself if, you know, you're ready to go in a relationship. Those are the questions that you really should ask. And if you can't answer them truthfully, then maybe you need to reevaluate. You see, what I realize is that people don't take relationships serious. See, they take everything else seriously. So when you want a new job, you study the company, you practice your interview questions, you go to school, you got exams. You study for your exams, right? So you can pass your tests. If you want a car or a house, you research because you know what you want to get into. So why is it when it comes to relationship, it's any different? Remember, you're dealing with somebody else. So you need to take the time out to make sure that you're up to par on these things and you know what you're bringing to the table, you know, as well as what you're expecting from the other person to bring to the table. A relationship is a form of structure. It's a connection between two people that's based on common goals and beliefs. That's what makes a relationship work. You can be two separate individuals, but as a couple, you have to have some common grounds and, you know, what is it that you want as a couple while still remaining an individual. You have to learn to compromise. Can you compromise without losing yourself? Okay. Now, you don't want to be with somebody that is emotionally unstable and not right in their head, right? So it's also things. You also want to be with somebody that's financially stable. Let's get it now. You don't want to be talking to nobody that's broke, because even if you can afford the person or the person can afford you, it's only a matter of time before it becomes a problem. Right or wrong? Yep, I think I'm right. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is that we tend to think that we can change people. We pick people up with their bad ways and their bad attitude and their bad habits, and we say, okay, I'm gonna work with it right now because, you know, they'll change. Well, it doesn't always happen like that. You can't change a person. They have to see that they want to change within themselves, and then they'll make a change for the better. Okay? Now, the person that you are in this moment, would you want to date yourself? No, seriously. Think about it. The person that you are right now, a man or woman, would you be okay if your daughter or your son bring you home the kind of person that you are to get married to? Would you? If the answer is no, then you're not ready for a relationship. You're really not ready, okay? And you shouldn't be biased. Be truthful. And if you don't think that you're that kind of person, work on yourself, okay? You should be so great that somebody's asking you like, why the hell are you single? Oh my God, like somebody else is missing out. Okay, you should be that ready. And it's okay to plan and say, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to do and work on this. But at the same time, the plan that you have for your life may not be the blueprint that God has for your life. So sometimes you just gotta wait until it's your turn. It's good. It's better to be single and happy than to be in a relationship and be in contempt and be miserable. You lose your soul. Your spirit is unhappy. You know, so be so great for yourself. Find your inner peace. Do not be jumping from relationship to relationship. It's not a good quality. It's not a good trait. It's not a good thing to do. Spend time with yourself. Get to know you, what you love, what you like, what you won't stand for, what you'll accept. Then you'll know that you're ready. Okay? So, I know everybody wants companionship. And we don't like to be single. But sometimes it's okay to be with yourself. Because when you are so great by yourself and you find your inner peace, you won't want to let it go for anybody. Okay? And anybody that's come into your life has to come with value. They has to carry some weight. Not baggage, positivity. Okay? Good things that's going to help to build you. All right? So, relationship readiness. How do you know if you're ready for a relationship? These are the things that should happen that you should know. This is how you know you're ready for a relationship. It's when you've both lived a fulfilled, happy life and you've been through your heartache and you've learned from your mistakes. You know who you are, what you're about, what you'll stand for, what nonsense you won't deal with. That's the time when you know you're ready. You see, when you can be independent and self-reliant, not just financially, but also emotionally, that's another time when you know you're ready. If you aren't afraid of being alone, that's the time when you know you're ready. If you can walk away from a relationship that is totally garbage and bullshit and is causing you pain, then you're ready. Because nothing is wrong with trying stuff. Nothing is wrong with giving a person a chance. But how much are you going to put up with? How many chances are you going to give a person that keeps hurting you? You tell a person, you step on my toe and it hurts. And they keep stepping on your toe. How much time do they need to step? How many times do they need to step on your toes before you react? How many? Okay? So when you're not afraid to be alone, again, that's another time. If you're not too weak to walk away from a relationship, you're ready. You know you're ready for a relationship when you stop believing that you need somebody to make you feel complete. How about you be complete on your own? Huh? Yep. When you can feel complete on your own, yep, that's when you know you're ready for a relationship. Okay? You know you're most certainly ready for a relationship when someone, after seeing how great you are as a person, as an individual, can say to you like, oh my God, somebody is missing out. Like, you will truly make somebody happy one day. That's when you know you're ready for a relationship. Be that ready. Okay? Be great as a person that somebody truly wants to be around you and be in your life. Remember, it's not always the grand gifts and gestures that matters. Of course it matters. We do want the jewelry. We want the nice things. Okay? But sometimes it's the small things that matters. The very small things. How do you feel when somebody compliments you? How does your woman feel when she make a meal for you? Okay? Or she wash your clothes or do something for you. The small things. How does he feel when he brings you around your family and, you know, they think you're not bougie or, you know, how each of you feel bringing around your friends around each other? Without having to say how disrespectful you are or bougie or stuff like that. Like, you know, how? Now, When the person, you could take a person out to a restaurant and you feel like you sit in with them and you feel like a king or a queen. It matters. The small things. Remember, guys, happiness is relative. Okay? There's no happy relationship. It don't just happen. You have to make it happen. But guess what? One hand can't clap. It needs two hands to clap. Okay? A pot needs a cover to shut. All right? Bird needs two wings. And so does a relationship. You have to be on the same page. You have to understand each other. You have to communicate. Communication makes a great foundation. Once you can master communication, then it's fine. And that's another thing. A lot of us don't know how to communicate. If you're going to be in a relationship, you have to learn how to communicate. All right? Now, it's a new year. I know y'all making some changes in your life. Some of you are single. Some of you are already in a relationship. But are you really ready for a relationship? Ask yourself those questions. The questions I asked you before. Answer them truthfully. If you can answer them truthfully and the answers are positive, then you know you're ready for a relationship. Going into a relationship is like going into anything else. You have to equip yourself with the right tools. Consciously, subconsciously, physically, emotionally, psychologically, all of those things, it matters. Now, that's my 2 cents, my dime on relationship readiness. That's all I have for you this week, guys. Thank you for joining me on Xposed with Lady Carline, where I separate the reality from the fantasy. Be reminded to like, subscribe, leave your questions and your comments below on any question, on any relationship or sex questions, any topic that you have where sex is concerned or relationship. Feel free to leave it below. Every Monday night, join me on the Mixer app. Follow the show Xposed with Lady Carline at 10 p.m. every Monday night on the Mixer app. It's where I separate the reality from the fantasy live on a radio show. So join me there. Also, follow me on Instagram or Facebook. It's at Lady Carline. Thank you for tuning in. Check out Lashes Exposed, Lips Exposed. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.